a living tapestry of tradition, talent, and togetherness. Beyond the classrooms, Isla pulses with life through vibrant cultural dance, competitive cricket, and collaborative music organized by various student committees. From traditional Rangoli artistry to intense table tennis matches, our students are building a legacy of teamwork and spirited talent. Our students bridge the gap between theory and practice through elite moot courts and high-level judicial conference. With the guidance of Supreme Court and High Court judges, they mastered trial advocacy, legal research, and the art of professional storytelling. Guided by the wisdom of the bench and the fire of the bar, Euler empowers students to transcend boundaries. Here, every argument crafted is a step towards a more just world, ultimately delivering justice and service. In 1961, a defining moment in India's legal history took shape with the enactment of the Advocates Act. This legislation led to the establishment of the Bar Council of India, entrusting it with the responsibility of regulating legal education across the country. In 1986, the Bar Council of India Trust initiated a transformative reform by establishing the National Law School of India University in Bengaluru. This also marked the introduction of a 5-year integrated law degree program, redefining legal education. Continuing this legacy of innovation, in 2022, the India International University of Legal Education and Research, Euler Goa, was established by the Bar Council of India Trust under the Pearl First initiative. Euler represents the next phase in legal education, combining global perspectives, research-driven learning, and professional excellence rooted in the vision of the Bar Council of India. Euler is built on a vision of Honorable Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman of Bar Council of India and Bar Council of India Trust Pearl First. He envisioned a future-ready legal education, proposing Euler being a hub for super specialization in niche legal areas like telecom, election, administrative law, and many more such fields. He believes that the process of learning never ends for a lawyer who is essentially a student of law forever. With personalized mentorship, personality development, and national and international exposure, Euler prepares legal professionals from local grounding to global impact. Aligned with globalized legal curriculum, Euler is where legal education meets the world. Goa provides an inspiring atmosphere for learning, growth, and global exchange, making it an ideal destination for students from across the world. Euler offers a socially relevant legal education, blending traditional teaching with innovative methods like electronic and open access learning, supported by personalized mentorship and an intellectually collaborative atmosphere that is rooted in India's rich tradition of learning and justice, yet firmly forward looking. A living tapestry of tradition, talent, and togetherness. Beyond the classrooms, Isla pulses with life through vibrant cultural dance, competitive cricket, and collaborative music organized by various student committees. From traditional Rangoli artistry to intense table tennis matches, our students are building a legacy of teamwork and spirited talent. Our students bridge the gap between theory and practice through elite moot courts and high-level judicial conference. With the guidance of Supreme Court and High Court judges, they mastered trial advocacy, legal research, and the art of professional storytelling. Guided by the wisdom of the bench and the fire of the bar, Euler empowers students to transcend boundaries. Here, every argument crafted is a step towards a more just world, ultimately delivering justice and service. In 1961, a defining moment in India's legal history took shape with the enactment of the Advocates Act. This legislation led to the establishment of the Bar Council of India, entrusting it with the responsibility of regulating legal education across the country. In 1986, the Bar Council of India Trust initiated a transformative reform by establishing the National Law School of India University in Bengaluru. This also marked the introduction of 5-year integrated law degree program, redefining legal education. Continuing this legacy of innovation, in 2022, the India International University of Legal Education and Research, Euler Goa, was established by the Bar Council of India Trust under the Pearl First initiative. Euler represents the next phase in legal education, combining global perspectives, research-driven learning, and professional excellence rooted in the vision of the Bar Council of India. Euler is built on a vision of Honorable Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman of Bar Council of India and Bar Council of India Trust Pearl First. He envisioned a future-ready legal education, proposing Euler being a hub for super specialization in niche legal areas like telecom, election, administrative law, and many more such fields. He believes that the process of learning never ends for a lawyer who is essentially a student of law forever. With personalized mentorship, personality development, and national and international exposure, ULER prepares legal professionals from local grounding to global impact. Aligned with globalized legal curriculum, ULER is where legal education meets the world. Goa provides an inspiring atmosphere for learning, growth, and global exchange, making it an ideal destination for students from across the world. ULER offers a socially relevant legal education, blending traditional teaching with innovative methods like electronic and open access learning, supported by personalized mentorship and an intellectually collaborative atmosphere that is rooted in India's rich tradition of learning and justice, yet firmly forward looking. A living tapestry of tradition, talent, and togetherness. Beyond the classrooms, Isla pulses with life through vibrant cultural dance, competitive cricket, and collaborative music organized by various student committees. From traditional Rangoli artistry to intense table tennis matches, our students are building a legacy of teamwork and spirited talent. Our students bridge the gap between theory and practice through elite moot courts and high-level judicial conference. With the guidance of Supreme Court and High Court judges, they master trial advocacy, legal research, and the art of professional storytelling. Guided by the wisdom of the bench and the fire of the bar, Euler empowers students to transcend boundaries. Here, every argument crafted is a step towards a more just world, ultimately delivering justice and service. In 1961, a defining moment in India's legal history took shape with the enactment of the Advocates Act. This legislation led to the establishment of the Bar Council of India, entrusting it with the responsibility of regulating legal education across the country. In 1986, the Bar Council of India Trust initiated a transformative reform by establishing the National Law School of India University in Bengaluru. This also marked the introduction of 5-year integrated law degree program, redefining legal education. Continuing this legacy of innovation, in 2022, The India International University of Legal Education and Research, Euler Goa, was established by the Bar Council of India Trust under the Pearl First initiative. Euler represents the next phase in legal education, combining global perspectives, research driven learning, and professional excellence rooted in the vision of the Bar Council of India. Euler is built on a vision of Honorable Sri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman of Bar Council of India and Bar Council of India Trust Pearl First. He envisioned a future-ready legal education, proposing Euler being a hub for super specialization in niche legal areas like telecom, election, administrative law, and many more such fields. He believes that the process of learning never ends for a lawyer who is essentially a student of law forever. With personalized mentorship, personality development, and national and international exposure, Euler prepares legal professionals from local grounding to global impact. Aligned with globalized legal curriculum, Euler is where legal education meets the world. Goa provides an inspiring atmosphere for learning, growth, and global exchange, making it an ideal destination for students from across the world. Euler offers a socially relevant legal education, blending traditional teaching with innovative methods like electronic and open access learning, supported by personalized mentorship and an intellectually collaborative atmosphere that is rooted in India's rich tradition of learning and justice, yet firmly forward looking. A living tapestry of tradition, talent, and togetherness. Beyond the classrooms, Isla pulses with life through vibrant cultural dance, competitive cricket, and collaborative music organized by various student committees. From traditional Rangoli artistry to intense table tennis matches, our students are building a legacy of teamwork and spirited talent. Our students bridge the gap between theory and practice through elite moot courts and high-level judicial conference, With the guidance of Supreme Court and High Court judges, they mastered trial advocacy, legal research, and the art of professional storytelling. Guided by the wisdom of the bench and the fire of the bar, Euler empowers students to transcend boundaries. Here, every argument crafted is a step towards a more just world, ultimately delivering justice and service. Transformative reform by establishing the National Law School of India University in Bengaluru. This also marked the introduction of 5-year integrated law degree program redefining legal education. Continuing this legacy of innovation, in 2022, the India International University of Legal Education and Research, Euler Goa, was established by the Bar Council of India Trust under the Pearl First initiative. Euler represents the next phase in legal education, combining global perspectives, research driven learning, and professional excellence rooted in the vision of the Bar Council of India. Euler is built on a vision of Honorable Sri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman of Bar Council of India and Bar Council of India Trust Pearl First. He envisioned a future ready legal education, proposing Euler being a hub for super specialization in niche legal areas like telecom, election, administrative law, and many more such fields. He believes that the process of learning never ends for a lawyer who is essentially a student of law forever. With personalized mentorship, personality development, and national and international exposure, Euler prepares legal professionals from local grounding to global impact. Aligned with globalized legal curriculum, Euler is where legal education meets the world. Goa provides an inspiring atmosphere for learning, growth, and global exchange, making it an ideal destination for students from across the world. Internship and an intellectually collaborative atmosphere that is rooted in India's rich tradition of learning and justice, yet firmly forward looking. A living tapestry of tradition, talent, and togetherness. Beyond the classrooms, Isla pulses with life through vibrant cultural dance, competitive cricket, and collaborative music organized by various student committees. From traditional Rangoli artistry to intense table tennis matches, our students are building a legacy of teamwork and spirited talent. Our students bridge the gap between theory and practice through elite moot courts and high-level judicial conference. With the guidance of Supreme Court and High Court judges, they mastered trial advocacy, legal research, and the art of professional storytelling. Guided by the wisdom of the bench and the fire of the bar, Euler empowers students to transcend boundaries. Here, every argument crafted is a step towards a more just world, ultimately delivering justice and service. In 1961, a defining moment in India's legal history took shape with the enactment of the Advocates Act. This legislation led to the establishment of the Bar Council of India, entrusting it with the responsibility of regulating legal education across the country. In 1986, the Bar Council of India Trust initiated a transformative reform by establishing the National Law School of India University in Bengaluru. This also marked the introduction of 5-year integrated law degree program, redefining legal education. Continuing this legacy of innovation, in 2022, the India International University of Legal Education and Research, Euler Goa, was established by the Bar Council of India Trust under the Pearl First initiative. Euler represents the next phase in legal education, combining global perspectives, research-driven learning, and professional excellence rooted in the vision of the Bar Council of India. Euler is built on a vision of Honorable Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman of Bar Council of India and Bar Council of India Trust Pearl First. He envisioned a future-ready legal education, proposing Euler being a hub for super specialization in niche legal areas like telecom, election, administrative law, and many more such fields. He believes that the process of learning never ends for a lawyer who is essentially a student of law forever. With personalized mentorship, personality development, and national and international exposure, Euler prepares legal professionals from local grounding to global impact. Aligned with globalized legal curriculum, Euler is where legal education meets the world. Goa provides an inspiring atmosphere for learning, growth, and global exchange, making it an ideal destination for students from across the world. Euler offers a socially relevant legal education, blending traditional teaching with innovative methods like electronic and open access learning, supported by personalized mentorship and an intellectually collaborative atmosphere that is rooted in India's rich tradition of learning and justice, yet firmly forward looking. A living tapestry of tradition, talent, and togetherness. Beyond the classrooms, Isla pulses with life through vibrant cultural dance, competitive cricket, and collaborative music organized by various student committees. From traditional Rangoli artistry to intense table tennis matches, our students are building a legacy of teamwork and spirited talent. Our students bridge the gap between theory and practice through elite moot courts and high-level judicial conference. With the guidance of Supreme Court and High Court judges, they mastered trial advocacy, legal research, and the art of professional storytelling. Guided by the wisdom of the bench and the fire of the bar, Euler empowers students to transcend boundaries. Here, every argument crafted is a step towards a more just world, ultimately delivering justice and service. In 1961, a defining moment in India's legal history took shape with the enactment of the Advocates Act. This legislation led to the establishment of the Bar Council of India, entrusting it with the responsibility of regulating legal education across the country. In 1986, the Bar Council of India Trust initiated a transformative reform by establishing the National Law School of India University in Bengaluru. This also marked the introduction of a 5-year integrated law degree program redefining legal education. Continuing this legacy of innovation, in 2022, the India International University of Legal Education and Research, Euler Goa, was established by the Bar Council of India Trust under the Pearl First initiative. Euler represents the next phase in legal education, combining global perspectives, research-driven learning, and professional excellence rooted in the vision of the Bar Council of India. Euler is built on a vision of Honorable Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman of Bar Council of India and Bar Council of India Trust Pearl First. He envisioned a future-ready legal education, proposing Euler being a hub for super specialization in niche legal areas like telecom, election, administrative law, and many more such fields. He believes that the process of learning never ends for a lawyer who is essentially a student of law forever. With personalized mentorship, personality development, and national and international exposure, Euler prepares legal professionals from local grounding to global impact. Aligned with globalized legal curriculum, Euler is where legal education meets the world. Goa provides an inspiring atmosphere for learning, growth, and global exchange, making it an ideal destination for students from across the world. Euler offers a socially relevant legal education, blending traditional teaching with innovative methods like electronic and open access learning, supported by personalized mentorship and an intellectually collaborative atmosphere that is rooted in India's rich tradition of learning and justice, yet firmly forward looking. A living tapestry of tradition, talent, and togetherness. Beyond the classrooms, Isla pulses with life through vibrant cultural dance, competitive cricket, and collaborative music organized by various student committees. From traditional Rangoli artistry to intense table tennis matches, our students are building a legacy of teamwork and spirited talent. Our students bridge the gap between theory and practice through elite moot courts and high-level judicial conference. With the guidance of Supreme Court and High Court judges, they mastered trial advocacy, legal research, and the art of professional storytelling. Guided by the wisdom of the bench and the fire of the bar, Euler empowers students to transcend boundaries. Here, every argument crafted is a step towards a more just world, ultimately delivering justice and service. In 1961, a defining moment in India's legal history took shape with the enactment of the Advocates Act. This legislation led to the establishment of the Bar Council of India, entrusting it with the responsibility of regulating legal education
Good
across
morning,
the
ladies
country.
and gentlemen. Welcome to India International University of Legal Education and Research, Ayular, Goa. Before we begin, I would like to make few announcements. Please ensure that all mobile phones and electronic devices are switched off or put on silent mode.
2020
Please ensure that all mobile phones and electronic devices are switched off or put on silent mode. Photography and videography will be conducted by the official team only. We kindly request you not to use your personal camera phones during the formal gathering. Please remain seated when the program begins. You may only leave the auditorium during the breaks to avoid disruption. Restroom facilities and water stations are available outside. The inaugural session will be followed by a plenary session in the same auditorium, so kindly remain seated after the conclusion of the inaugural session as we transition smoothly into the plenary. Okay, so I will now formally introduce myself. I am Professor Yashamati Ghosh, faculty at IILR, and it is my privilege to welcome you on this auspicious day of this momentous occasion. I will be your moderator for this session along with Sri Suvir Sidhu sir, who is the BCI member here. This conference, National Conference and Symposium, is on the theme of mediation, how far significant in the present day context. I would request all the attendees to kindly take their seats immediately. The Chief Minister has arrived and will be joining us shortly, so kindly be seated.
I request all to be seated. We are starting the function in 2 minutes. Please put your mobile phones on silent. Kindly stand up when the dignitaries arrive and welcome them with a huge round of applause, please. Thank you all. Please be seated. On the cusp of New Year, it is my honor and privilege to welcome all the dignitaries and distinguished guests to this beautiful city of Goa and at our campus. We are honored to have an extraordinary gathering of legal luminaries, judges from the highest courts of our land, distinguished advocates, academicians, and students from across the country. This two-day conference promises to be a landmark event in advancing the cause of mediation in India. Ladies and gentlemen, I recognize the presence of all present on the dais. We have with us Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, the Chief Justice of India, who shall be inaugurating the conference address. Dr. Pramod Sawant, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, the chief guest for this inaugural session. Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice P.S. Narasimha, Judge Supreme Court of India and the Chancellor of ILR Goa. Honorable Mr. Justice Ehsanuddin Amanullah, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice Prashant Kumar Mishra, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjwal Bhuyan, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice N. Koteswar Singh, Judge Supreme Court of India, and Shri Devidas J. Pangam, Learned Advocate General for the State of Goa. We also have with us the organizers led by Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Senior Advocate, Chairman Bar Council of India and of Bar Council of India Trust Pearl First, and Honorable Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha. Shri S. Prabhakaran, Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India and Bar Council of India Trust, Pearl First. Shri Apurva Kumar Sharma, Chairman Executive Committee, Bar Council of India and Executive Chairman of Bar Council of India Trust, Pearl First. And Professor Dr. R. Venkata Rao, Vice Chancellor, ILR Goa. I also request all members of the Bar Council of India representing different states to take their seats on the dais as well in the second row. Thank you all. Now I request all to please stand up for the national anthem.
जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
May I now request members of the Bar Council of India to felicitate our honorable dignitaries to show our deep gratitude for their kind presence. Firstly, I request Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman BCI, to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, the custodian of our Constitution and the head of the Indian judiciary, whose vision for mediation and alternative dispute resolution shall be revolutionary for our justice delivery system. Please, with a round of applause. I also request Vice Chairman Shri S. Prabhakaran to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Judge Supreme Court of India. I also request Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman BCI, to felicitate Dr. Pramod Sawant, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, our chief guest, whose leadership has made Goa a beacon of progress and whose support has been invaluable to the institution.
हाईकोर्ट का चीफ जस्टिस का नाम अनाउंस करना भूल गए हैं।
Now request Shri S. Prabhakaran to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice P.S. Narasimha, Judge Supreme Court of India and Chancellor Euler Goa. I request Shri Apurva Kumar Sharma, Chairman Executive Committee BCI, to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Ehsanuddin Amanullah, who has been a constant support in academic initiatives.
Apology that I missed to welcome the justice.
है नहीं यहाँ पे
बैठे हुए डाइस पे हैं, आपने अनाउंस करते हुए उनका नाम ले लिया।
श्री चंद्र
हाँ, जस्टिस श्री संजय, चीफ जस्टिस बॉम्बे।
I also request Shri Apurva Sharma to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Prashant Kumar Mishra, Judge Supreme Court of India. Now I request Shri Devidas J. Pangam, Learned Advocate General for the State of Goa, to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, Judge Supreme Court of India. I also request the Learned Advocate General to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice N. Koteeswar Singh. We also recognize and deeply appreciate the kind presence of Mr. Justice Shri Chandrasekhar, Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court. I request Mr. Ved Prakash Sharma, Mr. A. Rami Reddy, and Mr. D.K. Sharma to kindly felicitate the Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court. Now I request Shri N. Manoj Kumar, Executive Vice Chairman BCI, and Dr. Amit Kumar Ved and Mr. Bhakta Bhushan Barik to felicitate Shri Devidas J. Pangam, Learned Advocate General of Goa. While we deeply appreciate the presence of honorable dignitaries on the dais, we also value and recognize the presence of all the honorable dignitaries of the dais. Now I request all members of BCI and faculty members to come off the dais and felicitate all the guests named hereinafter sitting off the dais. We value and recognize the off-dais presence of Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhir Singh, Acting Chief Justice of Patna High Court. I request senior members of the Bar Council of India, accompanied by senior faculty members, to felicitate the Honorable Chief Justice of Patna High Court. Along with the same, I also request to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Ashutosh Kumar, Chief Justice, Guwahati High Court. We also recognize the presence of Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Sikri, retired Judge, Supreme Court of India. The members of the BCI and the faculty are also requested to felicitate him. We also recognize the value and presence of honorable judges from the Patna High Court, who are also, some of them are present with their spouses. I request the members of BCI and the faculty members to felicitate them and also present the traditional Goan necklace to their spouses as well. Honorable Mr. Justice Rajiv Ranjan Prasad, Honorable Justice Nani Tagia, Honorable Justice Sanjay Kumar Singh, Honorable Justice A. Abhishek Reddy, Honorable Justice Purnendu Singh, Honorable Justice Gunnu Anupama Chakravarti, Honorable Justice Shailendra Singh, Honorable Justice Alok Kumar Pandey, Honorable Justice Jitendra Kumar, Honorable Justice Dr. Anshuman, Honorable Justice Rudra Prakash Mishra, Honorable Justice Ramesh Chand Malviya, Honorable Justice Shashi Bhushan Prasad Singh, Honorable Justice Ashok Kumar Pandey, Honorable Justice Saurendra Pandey, Honorable Justice Ajit Kumar. I'd request the members of the BCI and the faculty members to also felicitate honorable judges from the Bombay High Court, including at Goa. Honorable Justice Revati Mohiti Dere, Honorable Justice M.S. Sonak, Honorable Justice Ravindra V. Guge, Honorable Justice G.S. Kulkarni, Honorable Justice B.P. Kolabawala, Honorable Justice Suman Shyam, Honorable Justice M.S. Karnik, Honorable Justice S.V. Kotwal, Honorable Justice Vanmiki Menezes, Honorable Justice M.M. Sathaye, Honorable Justice Neela Gokhale, Honorable Justice Ashish S. Chavan, Honorable Justice Sri Ram V. Shirsat, also honorable judges from different high courts from across the country. Honorable Mr. Justice K. Srinivasa Reddy, Judge of the Andhra Pradesh High Court. Honorable Justice Maheshwara Rao Kancham, Judge of the Andhra Pradesh High Court. Honorable Justice Anand Pathak, Judge of Madhya Pradesh High Court. Honorable Justice Dinesh Pathak, Judge of Uttar Pradesh High Court. Honorable Justice P. Sam Koshi, Judge of Telangana High Court. We also recognize the presence of Sri Chetan Sharma, Additional Solicitor General of India, High Court of Delhi. I request all members of BCI and faculty members to felicitate all our honorable dignitaries of the dais. Thank you all. Due to paucity of time, the rest of the honorable dignitaries present will be felicitated in subsequent sessions as planned. Thank you. I request the members of BCI to kindly come back on the stage. Towards fulfillment of our commitment to the cause of mediation, we would now request Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, to lead us in taking the mediation pledge. All are requested to kindly stand for taking the mediation pledge. Honorable CJI will read and we all will repeat after. Kindly stand.
Should I start? We, the members of the Indian judiciary and legal fraternity, solemnly pledge to uphold our constitutional obligation of securing timely and universal access to justice. We commit to choosing mediation first, promoting dialogue over dispute, understanding over accusation, and healing over hostility. We will encourage parties to pursue dignified, voluntary and confidential settlements free from fear or pressure. We pledge to advise, act and adopt peaceful and amicable means of dispute resolution where mediation can serve the cause of justice. through our conduct and counsel, we commit to advancing mediation as an essential part of achieving justice with peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Lordship. All please be seated. We now move forward to a significant and auspicious moment, the ceremonial lighting of the lamp, which symbolizes the dispelling of darkness through knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment. May I request the Honorable Dignitaries, led by Honorable the Chief Justice of India and Honorable the Chief Minister of Goa and Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, to kindly come forward for the lighting of the lamp. As a part of ILR culture, the talented students from the university will present the invocation song, Ganesh Pancharatnam, and followed by Vande Mataram, our national song composed by Shri Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, celebrating its 150 years in 2025.
मुदाकरात् मोदकं सदा विमुक्तिसाधकं कलाधरावतंसकं विलासिलोकरक्षकम् अनायकैकनायकं विनाशिते भदैत्यकं नताशुभाशुनाशकं नमामि तं विनायकम् नमामि तं विनायकम् न तेतरातिभीकरौ नवोदितार्कभास्वरौ न मत्सुरारिनिर्झरौ न तादिकापदुर्धरौ सुरेश्वरौ निधीश्वरौ गजेश्वरौ गणेश्वरौ महेश्वरौ समाश्रये परात्परं निरन्तरम् परात्परं निरन्तरम् समस्तलोकशङ्करं निरस्तदैत्यकुञ्जरं धरेतरोदरं वरं वरे भवक्रमक्षरं कृपाकरं क्षमाकरं मुदाकरं यशस्करं मनस्करं नमस्कृतां नमस्करोमि भास्वरं नमस्करोमि भास्वरम् नमस्करोमि भास्वरम्
Hello.
And now, on this auspicious year of the 150th year of Vande Mataram, written by Bipin Chandra Chatterjee as our national song, our students would like to perform a musical rendition of the very same.
Thank you, dear students, for the beautiful and soul-stirring rendition. May I request all to return to their seats, please. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with the formal addresses, allow me to briefly introduce this National Conference and Symposium. Mediation is an integral part of our culture, and Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, has always emphasized that mediation is not merely an alternative dispute resolution mechanism, but is a constitutional value that reflects India's entrenched resolve to compassion, consensus, and social harmony in justice delivery. This two-day conference brings together the finest legal minds of our nation: judges, senior advocates, legal practitioners, mediators, academicians, and students, and also international speakers joining online from around 14 countries to deliberate on one of the most crucial developments in our justice delivery system, that is mediation. Over the next 2 days, through plenary sessions, panel discussions, accreditation gaining training modules, and policy roundtables, paper presentation sessions, we will explore how to integrate mediation into everyday court practice, learn from international and global best practices, train legal professionals in mediation skills, discuss the policy framework for mediation for the nation aligned with Viksit Bharat and the Mediation Act of 2023, cutting-edge research on mediation. This conference is the result of tireless efforts by Euler Goa, the Bar Council of India, and Bar Council of India Pearl First Trust. We are deeply grateful for the vision and support of Honorable Chairman Shri Manan Kumar Mishra and of all stakeholders. Now it gives me immense pleasure to invite Professor Dr. R. Venkata Rao, Vice Chancellor of ILR Goa, to deliver the welcome address. Professor, please.
Sabhaya Namaha. What a magnificent spectacle and a visual treat today we have in Euler Goa. An institution taking baby steps has taken a giant leap forward with today's momentous and historic conference. Revered My Lord Honorable Justice Suryakant, the Chief Justice of India and visitor, India International University of Legal Education and Research, esteemed Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Savantji, Honorable Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Honorable Justice P.S. Narasimha, Chancellor Euler, Justice Ashanuddin Amanullah, Justice Prasant Kumar Mishra, Justice Ujjal Bhuya, Justice Koteshwar Singh, distinguished Chief Justices of High Courts, Judges of the High Courts, members of the Judiciary, Honorable Devidas Pangan, Advocate General of Goa, revered Honorable Chairman, Bar Council of India and Bar Council of India Trust, Pearl Trust, Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, the brain behind today's show, members of the Bar Council of India Pearl Trust, the entire family of the Bar Council of India, Vice Chancellors of National Law School of India University. I see my good friend Professor Uke in the audience, deans, principals, senior professors, colleagues, friends from media, invitees, and above all, the 21st century hopes of this great country, my student friends. Ernest Hemingway says, when the heart is full, the lips will be silent. My heart is full, but I would try my best to accord a formal welcome from the core of my heart. I'm reminded of Mahatma Gandhi's statement that Mahatma Gandhi was a great champion of mediation. He said, the goal is conversion and not coercion. The goal is to win over the opponent and not defeat him, transforming both individuals and the conflict itself. I quote Gandhi, my joy is boundless. I had learned the practice of law. I had learned to find out the better side of human nature and to enter men's hearts. I realized that the true function of a lawyer was to unite parties riven asunder. The lesson was so indelibly burnt into me that a large part of my time during the 20 years of practice as a lawyer was occupied in bringing about private compromises in hundreds of cases. I lost nothing thereby, not even money, certainly not my soul. So here we are, not to lose the soul. With the avowed objective of spreading the ethos of mediation, of inculcating the culture of mediation, especially among the youth, and thereby making each one of them an eloquent spokesperson of mediation and a foot soldier in the cause of mediation, this conference has been conceptualized. It is our privilege to welcome you all to this epoch-making conference. The objective is to ensure that our youth not only have a functioning brain, but a functioning heart too. Today's conference is an example of confluence of structured partnership among the bench, the bar, and the academia through shared deliberations that will enrich bench, bar, and the classroom. Now, let me extend a cordial welcome to our visitor, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Suryakant. My Lord Suryakant-ji, with your permission, I bow down my head in reverence to your parents for giving such an appropriate name to your Lordship, my Lord. Surya. Surya means sun. And looking at the work culture of Honorable Chief Justice Suryakant, we are reminded of two things. The sun rises even on Sundays. There are no holidays for sun. All holidays are holy days for sun. And for my Lord Justice Suryakant, there are no Sundays. There are no holidays. For him, law must be the shield for the weak and not sword for the powerful. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Two themes in Euler Goa we have learned from you, sir. Your humanity, your discipline, and your belief that law exists for those who are in dire need of it has been the signature tune to all of us in Euler. Your concern for dignity has been our watchword. Your two priorities, reducing pendency and promoting mediation and alternative dispute resolution, have motivated us to conceptualize this epoch-making conference. In fact, from the point of view of legal education, Justice Suryakant's life itself is an example. For our young students, it carries a message, especially for those who come from small towns and non-elite backgrounds, that excellence in the profession does not depend on lineage or privilege, but on preparation, perseverance, and ethical commitment. And Justice Suryakant is a living example of preparation, perseverance, and ethical commitment. It is our privilege to accord a welcome to Honorable Justice Suryakant. It's my privilege to cordially welcome our Chief Guest and Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant. Our Chief Minister has been our beacon light. I would always call our Chief Minister of Goa our friend, our philosopher, and not guide but textbook. He has been like our textbook in every aspect of Euler's life. We welcome Justice Jitendra Kumar Maheshwari, whose life and career reflect an enduring commitment to justice, legal scholarship, administrative excellence, and institutional integrity. Justice Narasimha, our Chancellor, has been our mentor. As a part of the governing body of NALSA, Justice Narasimha was associated with the Mediation and Conciliation Project Committee, MCPC of the Supreme Court of India. He was closely associated with the making of law on mediation. Cricket buffs would be delighted to know that when Supreme Court of India appointed Justice Narasimha as a mediator in BCCI case, he could successfully mediate between the members of the board for holding election and constitution of an elected body. We are grateful to you, my Lord, Honorable Justice Narasimha, for your presence here. We are grateful to the bevy of Supreme Court judges who are adorning the dais, to Chief Justice of the High Court, Honorable Judges of the High Courts, members of the judiciary who are of the dais. Now, the brain behind this function, and I would say the Santa Claus of the season, is Manan Kumar Mishra, the chairman, Bar Council of India, who has given us the best gift on the Boxing Day by conceptualizing this conference. My Lord, my submission is only one thing. On 13th August 2020, 5 years ago, the Bar Council of India has addressed a letter to the Vice Chancellors prescribing mediation as a compulsory subject with 45 hours of teaching. That was the far-sighted wisdom of Bar Council of India. Even the Government of India has come out with a resolution only on 3rd June 2024. The Bar Council of India's seminal contribution, 5-year LLB course, establishment of National Law School of India to Bangalore, and now ULL Goa. It's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to Honorable Chairman Manan Kumar Mishra, and it delights me to extend a warm welcome to all the family members of the Bar Council of India. Finally, I extend a warm welcome to Sri Devidas J. Pangam, Advocate General of Goa, whom we always call our amicus curiae. His omnipresence and omniscience for the activities of ULL Goa has been responsible for ULL taking giant strides. I welcome you all. I wish you all a fruitful and pleasant experience to make our surroundings secure, safe, and just. With this, I extend a warm welcome to all present here, and thank you very much for the chairman for giving me this opportunity. I wish you a very pleasant stay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We now invite Sri Devidas J. Pangam, the Learned Advocate General of Goa, to share his address with this distinguished gathering.
Respected dignitaries, Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Sri Pramod Sawant, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Chief Justice and Judges of all the High Courts, Honorable Chairman, Bar Council of India, members of the Bar and the bench, dear students, a very good morning to all of you. We often speak about justice in grand terms, constitutional values, precedents, and principles. But for most people who walk into the court, justice is simpler. It is about being heard. It is about finding a solution that allows them to move on with dignity. It is about putting a rest to their problem and effectively and efficiently. That is where mediation comes, quietly but powerfully. A few years ago, a client came to me pertaining to a case involving a small family-run business. Two brothers who had built a business together over decades had fallen out apart after the death of the father. What began as a disagreement over accounts and management soon turned into multiple court cases, civil suits, injunction application, etc., etc. By the time matter reached the court, the business was suffering, employees were anxious, and the brothers were no longer on speaking terms. When the court suggested mediation, there was initial resistance. Each side was convinced that only a court order would resolve the dispute. However, once mediation commenced, the atmosphere gradually changed. In a calm setting, away from formalities of courtroom, the brothers began to speak about the earlier days of business, long hours of work, shared risk, and the trust they had built in local community. A skilled mediator gently guided the conversations, ensured that each side was heard without interruption, and helped shift the focus from position to feelings. It then became clear that the real dispute was not merely about money, but about a deep sense of exclusion and lack of appreciation. Through mediation, they agreed on a clear division of roles and responsibilities, a transparent financial arrangement, and most importantly, a way to communicate without hostility. The legal cases were withdrawn and the business stabilized. Today, while the brothers may not be as closely as before, they run their respective roles with mutual respect. This is what mediation achieves. It does not merely end litigation, it salvages relationships, livelihoods, and trust, an outcome that no decree, however well reasoned, can always deliver. Integrating mediation into everyday court practice is not about reducing the authority of the courts. It is about strengthening justice delivery. Courts decide rights, mediation restores relationship. Both have their place and both must work together. In our daily court works, we see matters where law is clear, but emotions are complex, mostly in family disputes, property disputes, partnership disagreements, service matters, and even commercial conflicts. A judicial order may resolve the legal issues, but it does not always heal the dispute. Mediation fills the gap. I recall a family dispute involving ancestral property in a Goan village. The case had passed from one generation to next. Children had grown up seeing their parents fight in court. When mediation was suggested, they said, this is a matter of principle. Yet, when mediation, a resolution was achieved, the settlement then reached was not perfect in law, but it was perfect for peace. For judges, mediation can become a natural extension of case management. At the right stage, a gentle nudge of have you considered mediation can change the entire course of the case. It saves judicial time, reduces pendency, and most importantly, gives parties ownership of the outcome. For lawyers, mediation is not a threat to advocacy. It is a refinement of it. A good lawyer knows when to fight and when to facilitate peace. Advising a client to mediate is not weakness, it is wisdom. Good arguments are often remembered by judges and appreciated by fellow lawyers. But for a client, what truly matters is whether problems have been resolved. In the end, clients remember lawyers not merely for how well they argued the case, but for how effectively they brought the dispute to a close. Goa has a unique advantage. We are a small state with close-knit communities. Many disputes arise not between strangers, but between people who will continue to live and work together. Mediation suits our social fabric. It reflects our traditional way of resolving issues through dialogue and mutual understanding. To integrate mediation into everyday court practice, we need three simple shifts. First, mindset. Seeing mediation not as an exception, but as a routine option. Second, training. Equipping judges and lawyers with mediation awareness and skills. Third, trust. Confidence and mediation is fair, confidential, and effective. In closing, mediation is not an alternative to courts. It is their natural ally. The courtroom will always remain the solemn forum where rights are determined and justice is delivered. Mediation, however, is the space where understanding is restored and solutions are shaped with empathy and consent. It is truly integrated mediation into our everyday courtroom practice. We will go beyond delivering judgments. We will deliver solutions and lasting closures, and that, in many ways, is the highest form of justice. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Gomantak.
Thank you, sir. It is now my privilege to invite Sri Manan Kumar Mishra, Senior Advocate, Chairman of the Bar Council of India and of the Trust Pearl First, and Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, to address the gathering. Please, sir.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Surajkant Saab, Honorable the Chief Minister Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant ji, Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice P.S. Narasimha, Judge Supreme Court of India, Chancellor, India International University of Legal Education and Research, Goa, Honorable Mr. Justice Asanuddin Amanullah, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Prasant Kumar Misra, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjwal Bhuyan, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Honorable the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, Mr. Justice Chandrasekhar ji. Honorable the Chief Justice of High Court of Guwahati, Mr. Justice Asutosh Kumar ji. Honorable the Acting Chief Justice of Patna High Court, Mr. Justice Sudhir Singh ji. Honorable Judges of Bombay, Patna, Andhra Pradesh, Allahabad, Telangana and other High Courts. Learned Advocate General of Goa, Mr. Devidas Mangam ji. My dear colleagues, members and office bearers of Supreme Court Bar Association, Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association, different High Court Bar Associations, respected faculties, dear students, ladies, gentlemen and media people. Mediation is not a modern invention. It's older than statutes and wiser than precedents. It flows from India's civilizational memory, where disputes were resolved beneath trees, in village panchayats, and through dialogue guided by elders who understood that harmony is highest form of the order. Today, through the Mediation Act 2023, that ancient wisdom has found constitutional voice and statutory recognition. What we are witnessing is not merely legal reform, but a philosophical return to justice with a human face. The Mediation Act 2023 is not an import of foreign theory. It is India remembering herself. Today, mediation has again emerged not merely as an alternative, but as a necessary companion to formal education. The crisis of delayed justice is not India's burden alone. It's a global condition. Thus, in a globalized economy, mediation becomes indispensable. Judicial backlogs are not unique to India only. United States courts face years of delays. European civil courts struggle with pendency. Developing nations lack judicial infrastructure. Hence, countries worldwide are adopting mediation today. While litigation focuses on legal rights, past conduct, fault, and blame, mediation focuses on interest, future relationships, and practical solutions. Therefore, modern societies increasingly prefer problem-solving justice over adversarial justice, making mediation highly relevant today. Mediation protects trade secrets, maintains partnerships, allows continuity of business. In a polarized world, mediation reduces hostility, encourages dialogue, prevents escalation. From community disputes to international conflicts, mediation promotes peaceful coexistence, making it socially relevant today. The USA is a global pioneer in modern mediation. Court-annexed mediation is mandatory in many states. Federal and state courts actively refer cases for mediation. Commercial, family, employment, and civil disputes widely use mediation. Today, a vast majority of civil cases in US are settled through mediation before trial. The UK strongly promotes mediation. Courts actively encourage parties to attempt mediation. In UK, refusal to mediate may attract cost penalties. Family mediation is deeply encouraged. Mediation is viewed as a duty to responsible litigants rather than a mere option. The European Union has adopted a coordinated approach. The European Union Mediation Directive encourages civil and commercial mediation. Members of EU states like France, Germany, Italy, and Spain have also enacted mediation laws. Pre-litigation mediation is mandatory in specific categories. Singapore is a global model for mediation. Singapore promotes mediation as the first response in commercial and international disputes and is a hub of cross-border mediation. Even China uses mediation extensively. Mediation in China plays a key role in social stability and governance. Australia has widely internationalized mediation. There is provision for mediation in civil and family dispute, and it's mandatory. Canada strongly encourages mediation. Mediation is mandatory in civil matters in several provinces of Canada. Today, India is transitioning from litigation dominance to a resolution-centric justice model. The Singapore Convention on Mediation transforms conflict into cooperation and law into dialogue. It is to be preferred over arbitration. Therefore, modern justice has no future without mediation. Litigation asks who is right, but mediation asks what is workable. Litigation always usually ends in winners and losers. Mediation always ends in solutions. India today faces a serious crisis of pendency. Crores of cases are pending before our courts. For an ordinary citizen, litigation often means years of waiting, financial exhaustion, emotional stress, breakdown of relationships. The courts alone, despite the dictation of judges and lawyers, cannot carry this burden indefinitely. Therefore, mediation is not a luxury, it is a systematic necessity. Litigation destroys relationships, mediation preserves them. Under Section 5, pre-litigation mediation, any party to a civil or commercial dispute may, before filing cases, voluntarily, with the consent of other party, seek to resolve the matter through mediation. However, there are certain challenges to mediation also. Mediation is not a panacea, and premises of Section 5 will be realized only if certain challenges are addressed with care. The foremost requirement is the presence of trained mediators who are sensitive to issues of gender, vulnerability, and power imbalances. Because without this awareness, mediation may not succeed. Friends, the presence of Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice Surjkant, and so many distinguished members of higher judiciary here gives this gathering its moral gravity. When the highest courts speak of healing rather than hostility and dialogue, rather than dominance, the legal system begins transformed from within. When the highest constitutional court speaks of the language of reconciliation, it sends a message far beyond courtrooms. It reshapes legal culture. Over the next 2 days, this symposium will take stock of mediation in the entire world in its fullest sense. It will examine court-referred mediation, pre-litigation mediation, enforceability of settlements, confidentiality and neutrality, accreditation, supervision of mediators, and integration of technology and data into the mediation process. The international dimensions of this conference reminds us that justice today lives in an interconnected world. Cross-border disputes, global commerce, and international cooperation demand systems that are predictable yet inhuman. As Chairman of Bar Council of India, I wish to speak directly to the members of the bar and to the young lawyers present here. The lawyer of tomorrow will be judged not only by how fiercely he argues, but by how wisely he resolves. The advocate of the future cannot be only a warrior of litigation. The advocate of future must also be a custodian of dialogue, a facilitator of understanding, and a professional who measures success not only by victory but by resolution. Mediation does not diminish the bar, rather it elevates it. It restores to the legal profession its highest calling as a service to society. This conference is a tribute to the institutional collaboration. ILR Goa stands today as a luminous center of integrated, interdisciplinary, and inwardly ethical legal education where courts, the bar, academia, and the policymakers come together not only in isolation, but in conscious collaboration towards a shared purpose and constitutional goal. The Bar Council of India remains committed to strengthening mediation training, establishing ethical and professional standards, and ensuring that the mediation becomes an organic part of legal education and judicial practice across the nation. The deliberations of this conference are going to light 1,000 of lamps in courtrooms, mediation centers, law schools, and communities across the country. This gathering would be remembered as a moment when India reaffirmed that the soul of justice lies not only in judgment but in reconciliation. Sir, this huge gathering of lawyers from all parts of the country establishes the awareness of fraternity for the mediation. It's the peak season for Goa. I had serious doubt whether people would be able to reach here, but it's their love and affection for our dynamic Chief Justice of India, who is also the visitor of this university and beautiful state of Pramod Sawant that today more than 1,000 attendees are assembled here. Before ending my speech, I must make you all aware of the active contributions of dynamic Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant in the establishment of this world-class university, India International University of Legal Education and Research, Goa. The Honorable Chancellor of this university is going to make certain announcements today about the further improvements of this university. I conclude by saying, let this conference be remembered as a moment when India reaffirmed that justice is not only about judgments pronounced, but about wounds healed, and not only about law enforced, but harmony restored. Thank you. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. We now invite Honorable Mr. Justice P.S. Narasimha, Judge of the Supreme Court of India and Chancellor of Higher Goa, to give his address, please. His Lordship, please.
Dear students, on your behalf, on behalf of your faculty, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, it's my privilege to invite the Honorable Chief Justice of India, the Honorable Chief Minister, my esteemed colleagues, Justice Maheshwari, Ehsanuddin Amanullah, Prashant Mishra, Ujjal Bhuyan, Koteshwar Singh, Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court and his companion judges, Chief Justices of the High Court, Chairman of the Bar Council of India, the Advocate General, the Vice Chancellor, other judges, mediators, and other guests. With some amount of trepidation, I was discussing with my Chief Justice that I had already spoken about mediation. What new can we say? Because we have been having many conferences on mediation. The Honorable Chief Justice told me that our purpose is only to emphasize the importance of mediation and that it must be made a part of our dispute resolution. You understand the depth of this statement. By this word, the Honorable Chief Justice has indicated institutionalization of mediation. And today, we can't even escape because he made us read the important pledge on mediation. Added to that, something very, very important, it just struck me. Bar Council of India is the apex statutory body governing advocates, the masters of adversarial litigation. Today's conference is organized by the Bar Council of India, and through the various sessions, we are now to learn the importance of mediation, train ourselves of the techniques of mediations, and also follow the practices which are good and established practices all over the country, all over the world, so to say. So mediation has definitely come to stay. It has become, we have actually made it institutionalized. But then the question is, conviction is 50% of what we need to do. Conviction is there, institutional conviction. What further needs to be done is an important question. Through the enactment of the Mediation Act, we have institutionalized the authority. So the stakeholders are recognized, they are legitimized. Those who are trained as mediators, they have a place under the statute. The stakeholders have a place under the statute. The outcome of mediation is recognized, and you can enforce the mediated agreement through the court of law as if it's a decree. So we have the parliamentary introduction also, by which institutionalization has taken place. The third important thing is institutional resource. By saying resource, we are talking about human resource. If we say mediation, how well are we trained is the question. Trained and training. And who is getting those? If we are talking of lawyers, substantially, I believe, when we were drafting the Mediation Act, the big question was whether it should be confined to mediators, to lawyers, or it should be across the board. It was decided that it was across the board, but so far as lawyers are concerned, they are substantive. So, institutional resource of a lawyer requires training. How much have we trained our lawyers? This is the question I have for the chairman of the Bar Council, who has the obligation, when he puts up these conferences and espouses the cause of mediation, how well are we training ourselves, advocates as mediators, when we are doubling up as mediators? We have learned enough of adversarial litigation, but then have we unlearned what we have learned to become effective mediators? There is so much to learn so far as mediators, to become a mediator. Interesting thing to learn about mediation is to start listening and stop talking. How much of that trait and yet another traits have we inculcated in our process of developing a nation where resolution of disputes could be importantly and effectively resolved through mediation. It's important to have institutional infrastructure. These are not courts of law. These are not the temples in which the process happens. The temples where we need to resolve the disputes are silent places, places where there is privacy permissibility, places where people can open up and talk and discuss with each other and come out with some kind of a resolution. Those are the kind of, that kind of infrastructure needs to be developed. There is yet another important part. For courts of law, we have the heads of the institution like the chief justices, or in the government, we have the chief ministers. For mediation, it is an unorganized sector, if I may use that expression. So who tells us what are the right methods, what are the right practices? In the normal courts, we would have had the mediation council in place. As of now, it's not there. I hope in times to come, the mediation council will be established, will be able to tell us that how many attempts could be made, what is the practice, what could be the method by which we accredit good mediators. That process is not done, which needs to be done. Lastly, a very important principle is about institutional integrity. When we say institutional integrity, we are not talking about the integrity of a building or a cubicle in which people are sitting and discussing about mediation. When we talk about institutional integrity, we are talking about individual integrity. The connect between or the disconnect between institution and individual is very, very important for us to recognize. Institutional integrity is inextricably connected to individuals, and the individual integrity that is needed for mediation is perhaps very, very different from what we have followed so far as adversarial litigation. Efficiency, ability of a good lawyer was in a way disconnected with the integrity. That will not work so far as mediation is concerned. For mediation, my belief is that the stakeholders have to trust in the mediators. The key word is trust, trust, and trust. So the investment that one needs to make to become effective mediators is to invest in the character. There can't be a duality here of portraying to be a man or a lady of good character before the stakeholder and then do the job as if it is a profession. It must inextricably be connected. That confidence, that trust of a stakeholder must develop in the mediator. Those new practices, those new beliefs, that particular new culture must get into our day-to-day life when we become mediators. I think these are some of the important things apart from the need to be and need to become specialized. The need of the day is to become specialized mediator, be it labor matter, be it matrimonial matter, be it IBC or electricity. The need of the hour is specialization. And finding answer to the uncertainty of legitimate and honest fees is yet another important factor that we must keep in mind. What is the revenue model so far as mediation is concerned? We have not answered this. I think the conviction will increase as we find out some kind of a solution so far as the method and manner by which we charge fees, mediators charge fees. I think these few things that I have highlighted, I wish you all the very best for an excellent conference and a symposium on mediation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lordship. May I now request Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to share his thoughts, please.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Brother Justice Suryakant, Honorable the Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant, Brother Justice Nasimha, Justice Amanullah, Justice Prashant Mishra, Ujjal Bhyan, Koteshwar Singh, Judges of the Supreme Court, Justice Chandrasekhar, Chief Justice, Mumbai High Court, Honorable Chief Justices of other state, Honorable Judges of Mumbai, Patna, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and other high courts, Sri Manan Mishra, President BCI, Sri Devdas Pengam, Advocate General of the State, Mr. Prabhakaran, Mr. Apur, Mr. Venkat Rao, respected members of the bar and bench, esteemed guests, distinguished delegates, academicians, my dear students. Having here, it's a pleasure in Goa. The land which is historically balanced of diverse culture and laws with unique sense of harmony. When we talk about the significance of the mediation in present days and discussing in Goa, I remember an ounce of mediation is birth of pound of arbitration and ton of litigation. The mediation is nothing, it's an art, dividing a cake that everybody should feel that I get it more. I thought, where we are missing, trust it from the history. When in Treta Yuga, the old peoples were having a mindset of mediation like Jambant. In Ramcharit Manas, when Ram Ravar Yuddha was going to happen, the couplets has come, and in which it is said, Jambant said to Lord Ram, Sun sarvagya sakal urbasi, buddhibal tej dharma gun rasi, mantra kahun निज मते अनुसारा दूत पठाए बाल कुमारा. Hey Lord, listen. I offer my advice according to my understanding that young Angad should be sent to a messenger to communicate Lord Rama's peace offering to Ravan and to return Sita. I further trace it from Dwapar. Mahabharat, Lord Krishna visited. I thought, what was missing and why this institutionalized mediation has started? I found some answers. First is mindset. One side do have a mindset of it, but other side do not have that mindset. Second, neutrality. Third, meaningful engagement and a situation which is required to be created for the purpose of that mediation which remain unsuccessful. It was at the place of Ravar's emperor, and the other was where Duryodhan was there. You can understand. So now go to the mindset. Since morning we are seeing walkathon. For what? It's a mindset to create a general public where we should go. So once we thought of it and we propagate institutionalized mediation, having neutrality, giving environment, expert mediators, we are signifying the importance of the mediation. When we go why it is necessary in these days, then initially we thought it's an alternate dispute resolution. But now what we say is, in modern days, mediation is indispensable because it creates the very condition that were absent at that time, and now we are institutionalizing, thinking of it. When we trace the history, now it is coming to mediation alternative to mandatory. Partial automation is an example, and the Supreme Court observed the mediation must be perceived as a new mechanism of access to justice. Once we thought all this, friends, now importance of mediation is coming. It's a significance, and it is not an alternative. It is now a mandatory and effective system for dispensation of justice. Now once we go to what the role of the judiciary and the members of the bar and how far we are discharging. If we see this, we started this mediation when Section 89 came into the force, and then at that time I know Salem Bar Association judgment came, and everybody was thinking, court were thinking to go, let the parties must refer to the mediation. The situation changed when we persuaded. Then now we are coming to change of the mindset to the persons. Please come for the mediation and go for mediation. Our thought process is, we see many parties are adversarial not because their interests are truly reconcilable, but because they know no other way. Because they have told litigation is the only path, because they can lack information about alternatives. Still, I can say when we go in a commercial court litigation, some of the peoples don't know where we have to go. First, they have to file a case before the State Legal Services Authority. They will refer until they ask for the interim prayer. So many people doesn't know of this. So we have to change the mindset and we have to work out on this. Then what the mediators who are doing, what they have to thought and how and what manner they have to proceed further. We need mediators who understand human psychology, first thing. Who can build trust? My brother Nasimba said, trust, trust, trust. I say, who can build trust in oneself and others? Trust. Who can facilitate difficult conversations? Who have patience and wisdom? Mediator who can create and maintain those essential conditions for success. And I say in these days, in a time of professionalism, the mediator must possess subject matter expertise. And it will go with proficiency of the subject wise. Friends, this is a time, I know I am running above the time and everybody is running. I should not take much more time. We have to work in one tandem. Mediation must be the not alternate, but it must be the first recourse for the litigation. It is having number of benefits. We know we can maintain harmony. We have a win-win situation in all circumstances. We have to prefer. But we should go in institutionalized mediation with good faith and neutrality. Its structure must be meaningful and engagement to the persons. We have to manage the power dynamics. We have to protect the confidentiality, but simultaneously enforceability. I am saying so because the Mediation Act 23, the issue of enforceability is there, but not yet notified. Friends, at the last I say, mediation should become the mindset of our society only at a pre-litigation as well as during litigation or even at the stage of execution at post-litigation. Please prefer it and go with joint hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lordship. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to invite our chief guest, Dr. Pramod Sawant, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, to address this gathering. Please, sir.
So good afternoon, friends. For the National Conference and Symposium on Mediation, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant ji, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Chief Justice and Judges of High Court, Honorable Chairman of the Bar Council of India, members of the bars and the benches, the students, the ladies and gentlemen. I'm only the person who is not from the law field. You all are from the law field. But one thing is the common, being as the Chief Minister, this time the law portfolio is also with me, as I am the Law Minister of the state. It is an honor to welcome you to the Goa for the National Conference on Mediation. I congratulate the Bar Council of India, the BCI Trust and Illur Goa for organizing this conference, which has brought together such a wide and experienced group of the people. I'll not speak the law language, but try to say something in a common language. The mediation is about the daily life. The differences are natural. They happen in families, among the neighbors, and at work and in society. Most people do not want a conflict. The problem grows when the people stop talking. The mediation helps people to talk. It allows the discussions before the matter becomes too serious. It saves time. It saves efforts. It saves a relationship. That is why the mediation is important today. It brings the law closer to people. The judiciary has a strong support this idea. Under the guidance of Honorable Chief Justice of India, Sri Suryakant ji, the Supreme Court has encouraged the mediation to reduce the case delays and lessen the burden on the court. Let me share a small story. In a village in my constituency, two shop owners had a dispute over the parking space. Their customers suffered. The case went to the court and stayed for the 3 years. One day the local residents asked both of them to sit together. They spoke honestly after the long time. They understood that the problem was not only about the parking. It had grown because of the anger and misunderstanding. Within a few hours, they agreed on a solution. The case has withdrawn. Their business improved. The local resident acted as a mediator. No argument was needed, only the listening helped. And that is the strength of mediation. Education is not only about the books or degrees. It is also teaches and how to solve problems. And when young people learn to handle the difference and they use the skills all their lives, the mediation teaches the listening, it teaches the patience, it teaches the respect for others. These skills helps everyone, lawyers, teachers, the business owners and the public servants all benefits. Institutions like Illur, Goa, they play an important role here. By linking the legal study with real solutions, the Illur is shaping the young legal minds. It works in the educations and its connections with the judge and the scholars deserve the praise. This conference has brought together the many people, the judges, lawyers, the mediators, teachers, and the students are all here. When the court, lawyer, and the professionals work together, the process happens. The presence of the judges from the Supreme Court and the High Court and the leadership of the Bar Council of India shows the shared goal to improve the justice in India. As the India moves towards the Vikasit Bharat 2047, the quick and the fair dispute resolutions will be very important. The difference do not weaken society, and what is important is how do we deal with them. Do we stop talking or do we sit together to find a solution? Mediation gives us the choice. When the people talk early, the problem do not grow the bigger. I once again the congratulations for the Bar Council of India, the BCI, Trust and the Illur Goa for these efforts. I am sure this conference will help the mediation grow in our country. I wish the conference the great success. I wish all the delegates the useful discussions and pleasant stay in Goa. Jai Hind, Jai Goa.
Thank you, sir. And now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive at the most significant moment of this inaugural session. It's an honor and privilege to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, the Chief Justice of India, to deliver the keynote address. Lordship, please.
Dr. Pramod Sawant, Honorable Chief Minister of State of Goa, my esteemed colleagues from the Supreme Court, Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Justice P.S. Narasimha, who is also the Chancellor of this International Law University here, Justice Amanullah, Justice Prashant Mishra, Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, Justice Koteshwar Singh, Justice Chandrasekhar, Honorable the Chief Justice of the High Court of Bombay, Justice Ashutosh Kumar and Justice Sudhir Singh are also with us representing the High Court Chief Justices of the High Courts of Guwahati and Patna. Very distinguished judges representing various high courts, particularly I would say the host High Court of Bombay, Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman Bar Council of India and Member Rajya Sabha, Shri Devidas J. Pangam, Learned Advocate General of Goa, Professor Dr. R. Venkat Rao, Learned Vice Chancellor of the University, Vice Chairman and Office Bearers, other elected members of the Bar Council of India, Chairman and Office Bearers of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa, eminent Vice Chancellors serving and former, distinguished academia, teaching and non-teaching faculty and staff members of IIULAR Goa, Mr. Chetan Sharma, Additional Solicitor General of India, very eminent senior advocates representing various bar associations, members of the bar, members of the legal fraternity, esteemed guests, academicians, mediators, trainers of the mediators, and most importantly, my dear students, friends from media. It is a profound privilege to address this national conference and symposium in the middle of such a distinguished group of individuals, both on and off the dais. It is no secret that the subject we will be exploring today in this conference is a cornerstone of my vision for our legal landscape. Mediation is a cause I hold with deep and personal conviction. But since my previous speakers on this dais very eloquently has explained the benefits of the mediation and that why we should go wholeheartedly mediation as a very powerful instrument of adjudicatory process, I intend to forego the familiar litany of mediation's benefits and instead adopt a more doctrinal approach in my discourse. The question normally we keep on asking is that why mediation? So therefore, to truly understand the anatomy of a conflict, we must interrogate why parties instinctively gravitate towards the courtroom. Often, it is the siren call of the perfect judgment, the pursuit of a binary resolution where the objective is not to settle a claim, but to settle a score. This is the zero-sum fallacy, which in simpler terms is the mistaken belief that one party's gain would be impossible unless it was accompanied by some loss incurred by the other. The most profound illustration of this fallacy is a very old one. When the mediation, I think the very connotation of mediation when was propounded, this anecdote of orange quarrel was also highlighted to popularize mediation. That anecdote of orange quarrel concerns two neighbors engaged in a decade-long legal battle over an ancient orange tree that straddled on both party lines, both sides of the plots. When the court finally issued a decree, you all have heard it, but I am just refreshing it. Applying the strict letter of the law, it ordered the harvest to be split precisely in half. The tragedy, however, lay in the subsequent revolution. One neighbor needed only juice to bake a cake, while the other needed only some zest from the peel. By demanding a purely legal vindication, both parties were deprived of the full value of their harvest and any benefit that might have accrued in the future. So that is what happens when I said that parties go there to settle the score, and on the premise that by causing loss to the other party, that as if you will gain something. In this scenario, if I were to make a distinction between the dispute resolution methods, I would suggest that litigation is often the autopsy of a dead relationship, a clinical dissection of what went wrong. Mediation, on the contrast, is the remedial surgery that seeks to preserve the living pulse of a connection. To truly grasp the significance of mediation in our present context, we might look to a piece of local wisdom. Today in the morning also, when media people were asking me a question, probably I told them that the success of the mediation will lie when the mediator will speak not only the local or the regional language, but the dialect and the expressions which the persons before whom and for whom he wants to mediate speak that language. An example I would like to give, and Dr. Samant will be the best person to understand it. There is a traditional Konkani proverb here that says, Dantui mohoje, vanthui mohoje. Means the teeth are mine and so are the lips. What this denotes is that any dispute within our social or commercial setting, we are part of one body. When we litigate with the sole intent to defeat an opponent, we are in essence biting our own lip. Mediation honors this inherent unity by moving us from positioning, bargaining to interest-based resolution. Unlike the binary win or lose outcome of the courtroom, mediation offers party autonomy, allowing the participants to craft bespoke remedies that a court, bound by the strictures of a petition, simply cannot grant. It provides a sanctuary of confidentiality, as my brother Justice Maheshwari pointed out, protecting the commercial reputation of entities while fostering an environment of restorative justice. Justice Maheshwari has also explained to you that how in the ancient time also mediation was not only conceptualized but was used in practice to resolve two very historical wars which, despite the mediators, their efforts probably could not be avoided. Those may be the story of unsuccessful mediation, but they are the story which gives us a very positive message that better before we lose or win a battle or war, we always explore mediation. We must, therefore, disabuse ourselves of the notion that mediation is a modern or a Western import. In truth, we are not learning a new discipline when we talk of mediation. We are simply remembering a language we once spoke with fluent ease. I would go so far as to say that mediation is the genius of our soil. It is the ancient art of Sama, of conciliation, reclaimed and of course recontextualized for a modern era. There has been a noteworthy shift in the contemporary era in terms of the focus in India towards mediation. The nation recognized the imperative for efficient, cost-effective, and accessible dispute resolution methods outside the confines of the traditional court system. The very first instance of mediation was when Section 89 in CPC was introduced. Then you remember the Supreme Court judgment of 2005 in Salem Advocates Bar Association case. This led to the Supreme Court in constitution of the Mediation and Conciliation Project Committee, as we popularly call as MCPC, which is still very effective platform to promote mediation. And presently, if I stand corrected in the morning, probably I said that 31,000 mediators we have already trained. That figure has now increased 39,000. But our demand and supply, there is a gap. In this country, for effective implementation of mediation at all levels, I am talking about the district courts to the Supreme Court, we need over 250,000 trained mediators. And mind you, one has to be very careful in training the people as mediator, because not only that mediation itself is an art, the temperament, the behavior, the compassion, the passion, the commitment, the devotion, the dedication of a mediator makes a lot of difference in making a mediation effort to be a successful story. But then there are very encouraging developments. That 2005 Supreme Court judgment, constitution of MCPC, then in 2019 Supreme Court laying emphasis that we must have a structured legislative on mediation, and Parliament then coming with the Indian Mediation Act of 2023. This has further led, as most of you must be aware, that in the National Legal Service Authority platform, when we held our annual meet on 8th and 9th of November this year, we have also released the Community Mediation Compendium on that day in 2 languages of Hindi and English, which we are now going ahead to translate in every language, so that the compendium of the community mediation can speak the local language, and it can be used as a convenient tool of introducing and infusing mediation from door to door. In this connection, my dear friends, you must have seen the tremendous success of what we launched in July this year, Mediation for Nation campaign. This initiative aimed to reduce the judicial pendency by resolving several kinds of disputes, including the matrimonial, the commercial, the motor accident, and various other types of disputes. And I must share with you that the results were more than expectations and very encouraging. I am quite sure that with the introduction of trained mediator at every ladder system, our success story will be on a greater height and there will be significant achievements in that regard. NALSA, the Supreme Court Legal Service Committee headed by my brother Justice Maheshwari, NALSA now being looked after by brother Justice Vikramnath, and MCPC, the Supreme Court Committee. I think three platforms, of course now with collaboration and cooperation with the Bar Council of the India at the national level or the state bar councils and the bar associations and different stakeholders. I am quite sure the mediation will have its own impact in our justice delivery system. The entire goal is to establish internal mediation platforms that resolve dispute at the very outset. These organizations, whatever platforms we create, would recognize that internalizing mediation, they can preserve professional relationships before a conflict ever reaches the courtroom. As we look forward toward the horizon, I envision a transition toward the multi-door courthouse. What I mean to say when I am using this expression of multi-door courthouse, this is a visionary concept where the court ceases to be a singular venue for trial. Rather, it becomes a comprehensive center for dispute resolution. When a seeker of justice approaches our institutions, they should not be reflexively funneled into the adversarial gauntlet. Instead, they must find an array of doors, and those doors are mediation, arbitration, and eventually, ultimately, it can be the litigation also, each tailored to the specific nature of their grievances. We must acknowledge that there must be some cases, there are bound to be some cases which cannot be resolved through arbitration or mediation, and therefore the judicial system is and will always remain prepared to provide a fair litigation trial to adjudicate those disputes. This is the ultimate empowerment of the litigant, ensuring that the method of resolution is as nuanced and varied as the dispute itself, because the nature of the dispute will determine the nature of modicum we adopt for its resolution. But the most happiest note, which my brother Justice Narasimha very eloquently explained, is when the bar champions this shift. It lends mediation an indispensable cloak of institutional legitimacy. By guiding clients towards these other doors which I was referring to, the legal fraternity does not diminish its own relevance. Rather, it elevates its role to that of a strategic architect of peace. So a lawyer stands his standard, his status, his stature stands enhanced as an architect of peace. Such proactive leadership from the members of the bar is the only way to accelerate the adaptability, popularity, and systemic acceptability of mediation as the premier vehicle for resolution in the 21st century. Such an initiative, once embraced by all of you, would strike at the heart of the pendency and help reduce the burgeoning caseload on courts. By embedding mediation into our procedural DNA now, we move towards a future where the efficacy of our legal system is measured not by the number of verdicts delivered, but by the number of disputes resolved. When I am about to say, now might seem like a slight deviation from what I am going to point out, but when we are expecting so much from the mediation, I am also touching the other very challenging issues which are bound to come before the legal fraternity, before the members of the bar, and the Bar Council of India being here the host of the event, and being leader of the bar will appreciate more than anyone else. Now we are entering into an era where the artificial intelligence is on one hand becoming a very powerful tool for helping a professional, a legal professional. But at the same time, the technology is leading us to different kind of crimes, cyber crimes which were never heard, which are completely unheard. And you never know the way the cyber criminals are innovating new and new modes of crimes. The challenges will become larger and more serious in the days to come. Therefore, I have been wondering that a skilled professional tool of mediation, on the other hand, challenges like cyber crimes, maybe a digital arrest is one of them. Tomorrow something else will come. That how the members of the bar are going to be well equipped with these challenges. Because a situation may arise that each one of you have to play a dual role. You are an advocate, you are an advisor of your litigant, but sometimes you also become partially a mediator, because you are helping the mediator in bringing the parties closer to a dispute resolution. Therefore, you are also in a way partly a mediator. That is one part of your professional training. On the other hand, when dealing with a criminal case of a victim of a crime, you are dealing with a victim who has been subjected to a digital arrest or another cyber crime. So are you professionally equipped with that kind of challenge? That is what has been really a concern which I am in these days thinking of. So I personally feel that like this eminent university which the Bar Council has established, think of please, why not to have a national legal academy also? Like we have National Judicial Academy for judicial officers, time has come that for the members of the bar, for their periodical training, because this kind of training cannot be for 48 hours, 24 hours, or 1-day capsule or 2-day capsule training program. This might require a vigorous training for running into a couple of months, and for that to in-house training institute, an academy, where you can bring the domain experts, some high-level technocrats can come, and the domain experts can come and tell that what is to deal with the, say for example, the cyber crimes. So unless we have the assistance and a training module prepared and taught by the subject experts, it will become difficult, if not impossible, for the members of the bar in near future to deal with different kind of challenges their clients, their litigants in this country would be facing. So this is what I have been personally thinking, that the time has come now for the bar councils to evolve some kind of a future plan and think of establishing a professional course institute where our members of the bar can be well equipped and can be well trained to meet with these modern day challenges. And also such kind of trainings will enable the members of the bar to compete with their cross border or different jurisdiction lawyers coming and meeting on global platforms in the international disputes that you might also be defending or pleading on behalf of your litigants. So I personally feel that, and it's my duty also to remind you all with a profound truth, and that truth is mediation is not a sign of the law's weakness. That was one question probably somebody in the morning was asking, and in Delhi also this question was asked to me, that are we adopting mediation only because the courts are overburdened and there is a lot of areas and pendency in the courts? No, it's not. The mediation is not a sign of the law's weakness, but rather the mediation is the highest evolution. It is the true transition from a culture of adjudication where we merely manage conflicts. Rather, we are shifting to a culture of participation where we actively cultivate harmony. Before I take your leave, I must formally place on record my sincere appreciation for the tireless efforts made by the team of Mr. Manan Kumar Mishra and his associates in the Bar Council of India and the affiliated institutions. I also extend my gratitude to the National Law University here and Professor Venkatrao for convening this symposium and for casting such a vital, illuminating spotlight on the future of mediation. Such initiatives are the essential catalyst in the reshaping of the architecture of dispute resolution for the generations to come. I am quite confident that the technical sessions where you will deliberate on different nuances of mediation will give a very positive outcome, that whatever the impediments, difficulties are being experienced in the success stories of mediation, those will be effectively resolved and we will reach to a definite, a very positive conclusion. My all the best wishes for the participants and for the conference. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Lordship. We would like to take this opportunity to showcase a few research and other contributions of the faculty and students of ILR through publication of our newsletter, which will give our honored dignitaries a bird's view of the curricular, co-curricular and extracurricular activities of ULR. Now I request Honorable the CGI and the guests to reveal the newsletter of ULR, please. Lordship, if we could have a picture of all of you holding the ULR newsletter. The second is ULR's book on climate change. If Lordship, the book on climate change can also be held, please. This is ULR's first own publication. The third is the Bar Council of India Press book, The Mediator's Source Book. If that can also be launched, Lordship, please. Grateful, Lordship. In the presence of Honorable the Chief Justice of India, we also announced the opening of 4 research centers at ILR under the collaborative conceptualization of faculty mentors and students under the guidance of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Rao. The center names are ICIPI ILR, Center for Intellectual Property and Innovation, CSAL, Center for Studies in Asian Law, CRP MESL, Center for Research and Policy on Mediation in E-Gaming and Sports Law, CSSR, Center for Social Sciences Research. Now, we recognize and value the presence of 2 individuals who are present here in the gathering today as our special guests. I mention the name of Miss Libya Logo Pratap Rao Sardesai, Goa's first woman advocate, freedom fighter and Padma Shri awardee. Ma'am, if you could please come on the stage, I request the Honorable Chief Justice of India to felicitate her for her life and legacy. Following her, we would also recognize the presence of Ms. Norma Alvarez, Senior Advocate and also a Padma Shri awardee, who has been an inspiring advocate since long. Ma'am, please come on the stage. I request the Honorable Chief Justice of India to also felicitate Ms. Norma Alvarez, Senior Advocate and a Padma Shri awardee. I request the Chief Minister of Goa and the Chairman of the Bar Council of India and the Chancellor of ILR to also be in the frame. We honor the life and contributions of Ms. Libya Logo Pratap Rao Sardesai, Goa's first woman advocate, freedom fighter, and a Padma Shri awardee. I request the Honorable Chief Justice of India to also felicitate Ms. Norma Alvarez. A senior advocate and also a Padma Shri awardee. We recognize her contributions in the field of law, social life, and actionable justice. Thank you so much. I request the faculty members to escort Ms. Libya Logo Pratap Sardesai and Ms. Norma Alvarez. Thank you all. I request Professor Yashamati Ghosh to please escort both our special guests. We come at the conclusion of the inaugural session. Immediately after the inaugural, we would have a short, brief 30-minute plenary within the same hall. I would request the audience to kindly remain seated. I finally propose a vote of thanks to Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Justice Suryakant, for presiding over this inaugural function, for inaugurating the conference, and for delivering the keynote. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Pramod Sawant, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, for gracing the occasion as our chief guest, and for the state government's continued support for ILR Goa and legal education in the state. We are deeply grateful to Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Honorable Mr. Justice P.S. Narasimha for their presence and enlightening address. We would also like to thank Honorable Mr. Justice Ehsanuddin Amanullah, Honorable Mr. Justice Prashant Kumar Mishra, Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjwal Bhuyan, and Honorable Mr. Justice N. Koteshwar Singh for gracing the occasion with their presence. We are also thankful to Honorable Mr. Justice Sri Chandrasekhar, Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, for his presence. Thank you all. The audience kindly remain seated. The plenary will start with another 5 minutes. Thank you all. I request all the dignitaries to kindly remain there And the faculty members and the students, if you could come behind the dignitaries for a picture with all dignitaries. If the dignitaries can come in front of in the front portion, or the dignitaries can be seated and the faculty members behind the BCI members and all the volunteers, please. Kindly remain seated. The plenary is about to start. I request the honorable dignitaries for the inaugural session and thank them for their presence. Now for the plenary section, Professor Anirban, kindly take the stage.
No, please remain seated. Huh? Please, please. Just 5 minutes break. Audience, please remain seated. It is just a 5 to 7 minutes break. And we'll continue with the plenary session after this. Thank you.
All are requested to assemble again. The 30-minute plenary session is about to commence. We have one of our speakers joining from London, Mr. John Abbott, who is an international mediator.
At mediations. I've been around the block a little bit. As a mediator and arbitrator, most of my work has an overseas cross-border aspect. In this presentation, I propose to take you through the developments of mediation in the UK, the English court's perspective of mediation, and the attitude and approach of different regions towards mediation. And I'll offer some tips and timings, and also cover very briefly the Singapore Convention. So where is mediation today? Back in the day when I was in the early stages of my career, disputes were settled by good old-fashioned negotiation. But over time, the civil procedure rules in England and Wales became increasingly prescriptive, and with that the concept of mediation evolved and continues to evolve. I have given up trying to create a convincing definition of mediation that the average participant would understand, because mediation as a concept is highly nebulous. As you will know, mediation is but one form of what has become known as alternative dispute resolution, or ADR. These include early judicial evaluation, arbitration, judicial mediation, and negotiation. It is anything that does not involve a court hearing to determine the dispute. But today I'm going to concentrate principally on mediation. When I try to explain to lay people what mediation is, I tell them that it is easier to describe mediation by what it isn't. The mediation day is not a formal court setting, and I am not a judge. My job is not to judge the parties' contentions, but to stand as a neutral whose function is to bring the parties to a point where they are comfortable to reach a resolution. The without prejudice and confidential nature of mediation are the two key aspects that enable mediation to work. The without prejudice nature of mediation means that matters disclosed and discussed during the mediation process cannot be used later at court hearings. The confidentiality, especially in caucus sessions, encourages participants to be open with the mediator. There is no doubt that in the UK, mediation is firmly embedded in the dispute resolution psyche. So what is the English court's perspective on mediation? The courts of all three jurisdictions in the UK are supportive of mediation. Indeed, the courts will now order the parties to go to mediation. The English civil procedure rules set out several pre-action protocols for different types of disputes. For example, personal injury, professional negligence, and construction. And just in case anything has been missed, there is a general pre-action protocol where specific protocols do not exist. All the protocols have a common theme, which is that the parties must consider the use of alternative dispute resolution before issuing proceedings. A refusal to engage in ADR without reasonable excuse may be met with a penalty in the form of an adverse costs award against the refusing party. There were often lengthy arguments before the courts over whether there was a good reason to decline to take part in mediation, and the outcomes were not always consistent. There had for many years been debate whether mediation should be made compulsory. It is not, unlike in some countries, presently compulsory to use mediation before commencing court proceedings in England. But compulsion is now coming through the courts. Until 2023, there was a reluctance on the part of the courts to compel litigants to go to mediation. The case of Halsey and Milton Keynes General NHS Trust is an example Lord Justice Dyson opined in that case that ordering all unwilling parties to mediate was an unacceptable obstruction to their right to justice.
I request Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari to take the seat of the chair. I also request Honorable Mr. Justice P. Sam Koshi, Ms. Norma Alvarez to kindly come on stage. Mr. Apurva Kumar Sharma, Mr. Ved Prakash Sharma to also come on stage.
Whether the claimant should have used the defendant's dispute resolution service before going to court. The Court of Appeal said the Halsey case was not binding, as the comments made in that case were obiter, and the courts could lawfully order parties to engage in non-court-based dispute resolution. Though in that case the Court of Appeal did not go on to order the parties to use mediation. Following Churchill, there have been several instances of courts ordering parties to use mediation despite opposition from one or other parties. A notable example is DKH Retail Limited against City Football Group. This was a trademark dispute over football